All right. So today we'll start just quickly by going over kind of what multimedia is. Very simple. Why it's effective, and then we'll talk about creating multimedia, some of the tools we have available for staff and faculty here at Northern. And then at the end, we'll wrap up and leave some time for questions. All right, so before we get started, I do usually like to take just a moment to let everybody introduce themselves, say, what department they work for, and I'd like you to share kind of what you're hoping to gain from today's experience. If you wouldn't mind, we could start with Carrie.
Sure, absolutely. I think you all can hear me okay. It seems like my microphone is moving. I do have a very bad cold, so I apologize. I work for the Illinois MTSS network as a coach in mostly in the northern region of the state.
Great. And what are you hoping to gain from today's workshop?
I'm hoping to gain some more information on how to make online presentations and work more collaborative.
Oh, okay. Well, you're in the right spot. Cool. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Kevin, you're next.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harris, and I work here at CITL as an instructional support coordinator, and I'm here to just kind of see what we offer and see if there's anywhere else that I can help out.
Thank you, Kevin. Yes, Kevin is one of our new additions, so he's fresh meat for the grinder, I guess. So, okay, Ruth.
Hi, I'm Ruth Pogaines. I'm also with the Illinois MTSS network. Yeah, I would like to know if NIU has any resources. We do a lot of online or virtual presentations, like a learning network. So we meet monthly with the same group and just looking for any ways to get that engagement.
Awesome.
And also I do some social media stuff, so I don't know if that's included too, but just that's just overall.
I got you. All right, cool. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you all being here today. Well, first off, we'll just get started with sort of talking what multimedia is, and I'm just keeping it simple here, right? It's just media that employs more than one medium of expression to relay information, right? Most commonly, right, when you think of multimedia, you think of, say, a video, right? Because this employs both audio and video components to relay a message, right? And I'm sure I'm not breaking any new ground here, but as we know, right, by using more than one mode or one channel, I guess, the audio and the visual channel at the same time, right? Individuals are able to process more information. This prevents cognitive overload, things like that, and just generally makes for a better learning experience. And you can actually sort of take in more information by using both channels than you can by using any one channel individually. So why is this important? And why do we use multimedia? Well, it can be different, right, for everybody. And what I like about it, I'm kind of a video guy. I worked in TV news and stuff, so this is sort of my background. And what I like about it is, it's very creative. And excuse me, you can, it's very, very versatile and very flexible. So, for instructors, it's good because you can find or create exactly what you need in terms of instructional content with some of these tools. In education, right, we don't want to have to reinvent the wheel, as they say. So if you can find resources, I would suggest, using those if you can, as opposed to putting in all the extra work that it takes to create multimedia material. But certainly, it's not impossible to do if you want to do it. And for students, right, coming from their perspective, I think it's an opportunity for them to sort of demonstrate a different set of skills. They can show off their um, knowledge and proficiency um, in sort of a different way, sort of a non-traditional way that, sort of, can enhance their learning experience as well. So first, there's sort of two ways that I think about this, right? When I think about incorporating multimedia into courses. And the first one is what we call alternative assessments. Now, there are alternative assessments and there are what we call alternatives to traditional assessments, which I'll get into in a moment. But essentially, an alternative assessment is a non-traditional type of assessment. Now, a couple of examples here. One would be a video journal. This is more, I would say, like for a video journal, right? This would be something that's a little more, it's not quite as polished, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, in that it's a little more spontaneous, right? When I think of a video journal, like say a video learning journal, would be an instance where, say, a student would, on a weekly basis, they would create a short webcam video or phone video, whatever they want to, about the content they've gone over that week and sort of their learning journey, I guess, would be a way to say it. Sort of their process and how they are incorporating the new material and associating that with their existing knowledge and how it's sort of forming new knowledge, things like that. And like I said, this is more of an ongoing sort of thing. This is a good way for you as an instructor to sort of set up kind of a feedback loop, right? Because the video journal is for the student, but it's also for the instructor, so that you as an instructor can kind of come in and offer feedback on what this student is doing and sort of keep them on track. And as anything involving video like this, it's going to be, since, like, if the student is creating say short webcam videos each week, then you as an instructor can also respond with a short webcam video. And this is helpful because it's it's really, I think, a little easier than composing email or giving written feedback, and you can sort of set up a little, I guess, asynchronous dialogue using this video journal technique. These things could be graded or ungraded. They don't, you don't necessarily have to use them as a graded assessment, right? Because they are going to have value for the student, whether they, count for credit or not. Another alternative assessment would be like an electronic portfolio, right? This is similar to a video journal and where you're sort of documenting some of your learning experience, but this is more of a summative type of arrangement where you're, excuse me, take a drink here. Where you're including like complete artifacts, right? Like entire projects. This electronic portfolio can include, written work, but it can also include multimedia content that students have created as well. So, in addition to alternative assessments, we have sort of what I like to call alternatives to traditional assessment. And that is where you're using this multimedia sort of in place of a traditional assessment, right? So if you teach a course where a term paper is the norm, right? Where students write a 10-page paper, you could conceivably replace that with, say, a video, right? Instead of writing a paper, a student would create a video. Okay. Now, before you're going to decide to do something like that, one important question you need to ask yourself is, in my course, is writing an essential outcome? Okay. If you're teaching English, you may not want to have students submit videos because writing is such an integral part, right, of the English curriculum. But if you are teaching a course where writing is important, but it's really sort of secondary to some of the other things, you may consider allowing students to create videos to demonstrate their knowledge, right? This can do other things too. You can, what am I trying to say? What it also does, right, by creating a video, it does also sort of force a student to develop or utilize some of those other soft skills, right? Creating a video a lot of times is a team effort, so they're working on team building, communication skills, things like that. It does involve a writing component because you are writing the script and things like that. So there are a lot of other things that go into it. Another thing to consider with using a video as opposed to a more traditional assessment, right, is that that multimedia component allows the students to show you a more complete, give you a more complete picture of their knowledge of a subject, right? You can, instead of, say, having a multiple choice test, right, you can have, say, a student in a sign language class can actually demonstrate signing via video, right? This is a great way. Say a dance class, right? You could have a student could demonstrate their choreography or certain types of movements, things like that. All of this can be done with video, right? And this sort of can give you, I don't want to say a more complete picture, but it just sort of gives you it's a different perspective, I would say, right? Instead of having a student turn in a term paper or a traditional project, right? You have them, say, create a video or create, say, another type of multimedia content. Say they could build a website, something like that, to demonstrate their knowledge. Now, honestly, these things can, it's really limited only by your and your students' creativity. So, just sort of don't let yourself be sort of held back into these more traditional sort of assessments, right? I would say expand it. These are the types of things, right? Using these alternative types of assessments, incorporating multimedia makes things more dynamic, makes your content more dynamic, and it also makes the students' work more dynamic. So definitely consider these types of things as alternatives when you are creating assessments and assignments, and as well as creating your own content. Okay, so as far as creating multimedia, we do have a lot of tools available to us here at Northern. The first one on my list is actually not one that's provided by the university. It's your phone or your webcam. I do put it in here because even though they aren't provided by the university, pretty much everyone has one these days. Your phone is a very powerful tool. You can create videos on the fly very easily. You can create short webcam videos. You can even, shoot an entire movie with your phone if you want, and people have done that. And it's a very powerful recording device, and it's always with you. So it's something that, like for when I was talking about a learning journal, right? Student has their phone with them, they can always, they have a little epiphany, right? They can pop out their phone, do a little short web recording and add that to their video journal type of thing. Another tool we have available to us here at the university is PowerPoint. Now, PowerPoint can be used traditionally, where you just like a slideshow, but you can also record your voice to PowerPoint slides. You can record audio to them, and then you can use this PowerPoint slides combined with the audio, excuse me, and create a video with those slides, right? It uses the narration as timing, and you can even add PowerPoint allows you to add some animations, things that it's actually a very powerful tool. You can do quite a bit with it, probably a little more than you need to do, right? You can do just about everything. But that's a nice, easy to use tool, and it's available to everybody here at the university. Another one we have is VoiceThread. This is similar to PowerPoint in that it does allow you to add narration to slides and create sort of an asynchronous type of lecture content if that's what you want. But VoiceThread also has sort of an added component in that you can use this VoiceThread to create assignments. And these assignments can be either the students can be assigned to either simply watch, say, a VoiceThread or asynchronous lecture that you've created. They can watch VoiceThreads created by other students. But the nice thing is that VoiceThread allows them then to comment on these slides, and these comments can be either one-offs or they can actually be threaded comments. So if one student, say asks a question about something, other students can then respond to that thread to respond to that question. Excuse me. So that's an interesting tool to use. It does require, there's a little bit of a learning curve involved, and if you are interested in VoiceThread, please get a hold of me or someone else at CITL so we can sort of walk you through the basics of getting it set up. But once it's set up, it is pretty easy to use, and it does allow you to reuse old content too for new courses. So once you have some of your VoiceThread content, you don't have to recreate it every year. You can just keep using the old stuff. And as I said, you can also create group assignments in this, and it will tie into your Blackboard gradebook, so that if you do want to create VoiceThread or assignments in VoiceThread, it will automatically integrate into Blackboard. The next thing I'd like to talk about is Kaltura, which is our that's our video hosting platform. It allows you to easily embed videos. And then actually, I have some slides. I'm talking a little too much on this one slide, so I'll move on. But after we talk about Kaltura, we'll talk a little bit about the Digital Media Studio as well, which is available here at the CITL building. So as I mentioned, the phone and the webcam is good for short, unscripted content. You, as an instructor, could use this to, say, record an introduction to either your course or the weekly content, and you could make short announcements, like a quick video announcement of like, hey, class this week has been moved to a different location or something like that. But what's nice about them, right? Real easy to shoot with, and they go everywhere. We already talked about PowerPoint. As I said, you can export them as a movie. To do that, you click on File, go to Export and Create Video. And it does take a few minutes to render out, but once it's done, you've got a nice little MP4 that you can upload to Kaltura. VoiceThread, I mentioned this, as I said, I got a little ahead of myself. We do have a page about VoiceThread, so if you're interested in learning more, I would check that out. But this is an interesting tool, and it does allow for a lot of interactivity, which is something that I know is always in high demand here in our courses, right? We're always trying to create interactive content so that it keeps students engaged. As I said, Kaltura, which I kind of got off on, this is our video hosting platform. What's important about Kaltura is that if you do use Kaltura and embed videos in your course using it, they do not count against your course's storage quota. You can embed smaller videos or some video in your course directly, but the best thing to do is to use Kaltura to embed your videos so that you do not run up against that quota, which can cause problems. And of course, the problems always occur in the middle of the semester or near the end, where it's the worst time. But what's nice is this is available to everybody here at NIU. And it does have some limited editing capability, although not much. It really just allows you to trim ends and remove things, but it doesn't allow you to stitch clips together. I am told by the Kaltura people that they are working on incorporating more editing into the service, but they had not given me a timeline on that. If you do need to edit different clips together, and I know especially if you're trying to create some asynchronous content, it does require you to edit clips together. There are some online editing tools you can use. I don't always recommend them because a lot of times they will have a watermark, things like that. But we do have, like if you have a Mac or have access to a Mac, their iMovie is very good to use. It's very easy to use to put clips together and create videos. And you can always contact me, and if you need, if you have a larger video project, and contact us here at CITL, and we can sort of work out how to get that taken care of. But it's a nice tool. I do wish it had more editing capability, but it is pretty flexible. And like I said, what's nice about it is that you can easily embed videos in different courses, and it's easy to embed like the same video in multiple courses. And when you do it through Kaltura, it takes up less space. So that's always an important consideration. Right. The next thing, and this is related to Kaltura, and this is KMS Go. This is available here. You can download it to your phone or mobile device. And it's just the app for mobile platforms. What's nice about it is that it allows you to upload videos from your phone to Kaltura. And once in Kaltura, then you can, they're in your media gallery, so then you can easily share them in your courses or with other people. You can also record directly, and you can't see me, but I'm making little air quotes with my fingers when I say record directly to the media gallery, because what it actually does, I think, is uses your phone to record the video and then uploads it in the background. So there is a bit of a delay, and do be aware that data charges may apply depending on your plan. But it essentially allows you to record directly from your phone cam to your media gallery, which is also a very nice feature. So I feel like I've just been talking a mile a minute, so I'm going to stop for a second to see if anybody has any questions yet.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is the media gallery?
The media, excellent question. The media gallery is where all of your media will be collected in Kaltura. So, and I will show you this in a moment. But essentially, anytime you upload or record with Kaltura, it's going to go into your media gallery. You can, once it's in your media gallery, that's when you can go in and edit it. You can edit the captions, things like that. I'll actually demonstrate this in a minute for you. But it is under, if you log into Blackboard and you go down the left menu to the tools and click that, you'll see on the tools page there's a tile for Kaltura Media Gallery. And when you click on that, that'll take you right to your gallery. And you'll see all your videos listed there. One thing about the Kaltura Media Gallery is that they organize with tags. So what that means, they don't have folders. So what that means is when you are recording media, I would always suggest that you tag it at least with your name to make it a little easier to find. And also with, like if you're using it for a course, I would generally tag it with the course name too, just to make it easier to find, because I'll show you with my media gallery, but you just have a big long list of videos, and it's a lot easier to search with the tags than it is to try to scroll through everything. But excellent question. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to quickly move on to our digital media studio, and then I will show off the Kaltura Media Gallery and a few other, I'll demonstrate anything else anybody would like to see. So just real quickly, if you want to create a little more polished video, we do have a studio here in the building at the Center for Innovative Teaching and Learning. We call it the Digital Media Studio, and it has a couple of tools in it. One is our one-button video studio. This is a nice tool to use for sort of creating asynchronous lecture content, because if you see right there, here, let me. So if this is the one button video studio part, and what we have here, right here, this is the cabinet that has all of the stuff. This has the computers and the monitors on it and things like that. In the middle here, and these are actually up on the ceiling, are a couple of lights and this microphone. And then back over here is this green screen. It's actually a chromat wall, which is actually a gray screen. But here on the stand, when the camera goes on, it actually also turns on a green light, which creates sort of this green screen effect. And so what you can do then is you can stand here, and it's sort of like you would see with a television weather person, right? Or a news person, where they are on screen, and then up over one of their shoulders in a little box is their content, right? You see the news anchor does that all the time. You can have the box either over your right or your left shoulder, and you have a couple of different sizes, or you can expand your slides to be full screen, so it's more like a weather person, where they're in front of their big weather map. And you create your content. It's real easy. You just create it as a PowerPoint, right? You create PowerPoint slides, you load them onto the presentation computer, and through some digital magic, it will be projected behind you. You can then stand there in this one button. We call it a one button video studio because it has one button that you push. It's this little guy down here. It's actually a floor button, so you'll actually place it on the floor in front of your foot. When you're ready to record, you'll just push the button, you'll get a little countdown, and then you begin recording your presentation. And it would record just like you would say recording a PowerPoint, recording asynchronous content on a PowerPoint. But the difference is that with the one button studio, you're actually on screen. So that helps you create a little more presence in your class. And it's good for students, right? Because it does show them that, yes, there is an actual person who's doing this. It's not just this disembodied voice. But the one button system is not connected to the internet, so it's just a standalone recording device. It is designed for solo use, so it's easy to use. And if you're interested in it, it's all you need to do is sign up for some time, and we can talk a little more about that later. The other thing we have here is the light board. This essentially, this is kind of reversed. Now the camera's over here. Over here on this side are two confidence monitors. There's the desktop monitor on top, and then there's another monitor below, which is what you're broadcasting out. This table over here has, in addition to the recording device, it has this sort of light board, which is two pieces of glass that you will look through. And what that does then is it basically allows you to write, you can write on that piece of glass. So it looks like you're writing on the screen for the viewer. And through the you can write as you normally would, and through the magic of digitization, it gets turned around so that even though when it would be backwards for them if they were looking at it in the studio, it does get reversed, so it's readable for the viewer. The thing that's important to remember is that if you are using the whiteboard or the light board, don't wear a shirt with any writing on it, because that will be backwards. But the light board's nice for because it is like this big virtual whiteboard, so it's good for STEM fields, right? Like if you've got equations, things like that, you can work out all the math on the board. It's good for mini lessons, and also for live tutoring sessions, because the light board, unlike the one button video studio, is connected to the web, so that you can you can set up a Teams meeting and say have a live tutoring session, or hold a virtual class from the light board. It's kind of up to you. Phew. So anyway, that's basically a lot of our tools. I know Lori asked a little more about Kaltura, so I'm going to go into a little more detail about Kaltura in a minute. But Carrie, if you had a question, go ahead and hop on the mic.
Sure. I was, again, I apologize for my voice, but I was just wondering, Blackboard, to access Blackboard, is it only accessible from someone with an NIU account, or is there a way that anybody can access anything in Blackboard?
Yeah, for the Blackboard, for the content and like the stuff in courses and things like that, you do have to I mean, no and yes in a way. It's people who have NIU employees and students automatically have access. If you want to, you can provide guest access, but that's a little bit of a process. So we have different levels. We have like this sort of guest access for Blackboard for people to just, this is for like prospective students to be able to just sort of get a general idea of what a class is like, but that's very limited. If you want someone to have a little more access, then you like say if you want someone to say teach, or let me put it this way, if you have an online lecture set up, right, and you have a guest lecturer, you can set that up so that you can provide a guest link, so that person doesn't actually have to be an employee at NIU. Am I making sense? I feel like I'm kind of off track here.
No, you make sense. And Kaltura and Lightboard, would be things that you would have to be within Blackboard to be using, correct?
Well, actually, no. Well, the Kaltura, yes,
Okay.
but the light board here, you have to come into the studio. So I guess essentially, you would have to be you would you know what you would have to be an employee to be able to register to use time.
Sure.
But honestly, if you are affiliated with someone here at the university and you know that person wants to essentially sponsor you to use some of this equipment, it's as long as it doesn't cause a conflict with somebody else, I don't have a problem with that. We're really trying to get this equipment to be used as much as possible. So, I'm good with that. I feel the same way about students. Normally our digital media studio is reserved for faculty use, but if there's an instance where you need time on it, um, we can arrange that. There is also a one button video studio and lightboard set up in the library. So that is available for student use. But again, if something arises and there's a special circumstance, let us know. We'll work with you. Ruth, you had a question?
Yeah, I had a question about the one button studio.
Mhm.
If you were to, is this something if you wanted to introduce ourselves to put on our web page? Could we record an introduction and then does it save? I mean, is it what is, does it
Oh
have?
yeah. I went by that kind of quick. What you do in the one button studio to record, you basically record on a flash drive. So as long as you have a jump drive, you put that in there's a port for it. It's clearly labeled, but you'll just put a jump drive in the recording port. When you get done recording, what it does is it then loads that recording onto your flash drive. You'll see it on the screen. It will tell you to wait while the recording processes, and then you'll be given a prompt when it's safe to remove your drive. But yeah, the best thing to do, and I'll in my follow-up email, I will send out links to our instructions for getting ready to use the one button studio and stuff. But what you're going to want to do, it's best if you have two flash drives because you can put your presentation on one flash drive and then record on the other, which just makes it a little easier. But we have a web page with more detailed instructions. But yes, once it's recorded on your flash drive, then you can essentially either upload it to Kaltura or upload it to a web page, whatever you want to do. It's just, at that point, it's up to you.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Good question. Anything else? All right. So give me just a second. I'm going to move some stuff. I need to move some stuff around here. And show off the Kaltura Media Gallery here. Okay. Okay, can everybody see that? Ooh.
Are we supposed to see the slides still?
No, you should be seeing my
There we go. Okay.
Blackboard screen, my landing page, yeah? Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it looks like it's there. Okay, good. Okay, so the Kaltura, if you're going to access Kaltura in the Kaltura Media Gallery, you'll do it here. You'll come down to the tools page. Then here in Kaltura My Media, if you push that, click that, this is going to open up my media page, and you can see I've got a lot of media here because I do quite a bit of media stuff. But all this is a list, right? And if I was going through the embed process to embed something in my course, what would happen is when I would go to embed that video, it would bring me to this list, and all I would have to do is check the box, and there will be a thing over here that says embed, and that's how you embed a video into your course. Go over that in a little more detail later. But for now, if you want to create media from this page, right, you're going to come here and do it from your Kaltura My Media, and you'll do it by clicking Add New. This gives you several different options, right? There's media upload. That is if you already have a recording, right? So if you've created, say, a recording with a PowerPoint or something like that, or you have a piece of video you want to share with your students, you would use media upload to do that, right? You'll just click it, and it'll bring you to this screen where you can choose it. If I click here, it'll take me into my computer where I can pick whatever file it is I want to upload. There's Express Capture. Now this is what this does is this immediately connects to your webcam. So this is real simple stuff, similar to what you would do with your phone, right? This is good for I want to create a quick intro or give a quick message, right? This is just going to be you and your webcam. You can actually also bring YouTube videos into your Kaltura Media Gallery, which you can then later embed in your classes, in your courses. You can also embed YouTube videos directly in your courses, just so you know. One thing I do caution you about, though, is YouTube videos, they're not yours. So if the person who created that video takes it down, it will just disappear on you. This interactive video I would ignore for now, but Kaltura Capture is what you're going to want to use if you make a screen, sort of that's our screencasting tool that you can use. So you can, you could use that to capture whatever is on your computer screen, and you can use that to either create, instead of using the PowerPoint, as I described earlier, where you create the slides and then add narration, you could actually, you can use Kaltura Capture to kind of go through it live and sort of narrate your slides on the fly like that, or you can use it to, if you pull up a software, you can demonstrate that way and you can capture it then. And then the last is this video quiz, and that you can use if you've already created a video. You can then turn that video into a quiz, meaning you can add quiz questions using this video quiz tool, which is kind of handy. These quizzes can be graded or ungraded, and you can tie them to your Blackboard gradebook, which is nice. Generally, most people use the quiz function just to sort of insert little knowledge check questions along the way, just to make sure students are staying engaged. And then sometimes they'll put a little question at the end too, just to make sure a student will watch the entire video. But anyway, that's how you're going to use this sort of media gallery to create new stuff. I'm going to stop for a minute because I see that Ruth has her hand up. So question, Ruth.
Yeah, no, I was just, I'm trying to make connections to the tools that I have. So if you scroll down on that arrow, I can't remember what you just said. I think it was capture.
This
Yeah,
one?
that's like Screencastify.
Yep.
Oh, and the interactive video, is that like a Pear Deck?
Well, the interactive video, it doesn't really, work as well as, I mean, I haven't had much luck with it, but I honestly have not looked at it in
Okay.
the last year, so it may have gotten better. But the interactive video is basically, it's supposed to allow you to create video content that then people can choose. They have choices, right? So at a certain point, it's kind of like a choose your own adventure type of thing, you
Oh,
know?
okay.
So, but like I said, it didn't work very well the last time I tried it, but I haven't um, had a chance to get back to it. So it may have been improved, but I didn't have any luck with it, so I tend to steer clear of it. Yes, Lori.
Sorry that that made that noise. So once you have a video that you've created using the Express Capture or Kaltura Capture, those things are only for use within Blackboard, right? Are they downloadable and exportable to another platform or?
Yeah, everything is downloadable. What you can do is anything you've got on your list here, and there are a couple of different things, and it's can be a little tricky, but like if I click this, it will just open it and I can view it. But if I click this little pencil icon here, this brings me to a screen that has a few more options for me. And it's hard to see, but right up here in the corner is a little folder with an arrow. And if you click that, that will allow you to download your video. Okay, that's different from this one down here, which will allow you to download the transcript. So just be aware of that. On this screen too, this is where you can go to do some of your other functions. Like one thing I really do like about, excuse me, Kaltura is that it automatically captions your video. So when you upload a video, it will automatically caption it for you. Now that it's machine captioning, so it's not 100% accurate, but it's very easy to edit your captions, because if you'll notice, you got several options here, one of which is captions. And so if you go to captions, and you'll see here, there's this file is already loaded for this video I've got here. And all you have to do is, I think you just click on edit captions, and this brings you to the caption editing screen. And now you can see, well, I don't see it here, but what you've got here is you've got the video, and you can play the video and you can see the captions are here along the side. And so as you play this video, it will just run through your captions, and you can stop at any time and edit them just by clicking in and deleting and typing. And I'm not going to do anything here for the moment, but all you have to do is just edit it like you would any Word document. And then when you do start editing, you'll see the save button will light up. And when you're done, you just click save. So it's real easy to edit the captions. Once you have your caption file saved, you can also, like, if you upload this video to, say, YouTube, you can download that caption file and upload it to YouTube too. So you can have captionings there. Let me see, is there any other, what else would you like to know about that? Nothing? Okay, good. All right, so where else am I at? Oh, talk real quickly about the quiz here. So if you want to create a quiz, what you're going to do is you'll come up here, click Add New Video Quiz. Again, you pick, right? You'll select whichever video you want to make a quiz into, or you want to make into a quiz, and you'll get this quiz editing screen. All you have to do is play your video, and anywhere you want to add a question, right? They got the timeline down here, and you can scrub it along if you want. But I would play it like wherever you want to add a question, like say you want to add a question here at 35, you're just going to click add question, and it gives you these choices. You can add a multiple choice, a true, false, an open-ended question or just what they call a reflection point, where it's just basically stop and think. The one thing I will tell you is to, when you don't add questions too close together, so you want to put, I would say, a few seconds, say 5 seconds between each question, because what can happen is if they get too close together, the one question will block the other one and it will prevent people from actually being able to get to all the questions. But that's how you create those quizzes. And I know I'm going through this fast. I want to talk about also embedding. So once you've got stuff in your, and here I'm going to go to a course I've got. Let's see what I got here. This one, I think. So, and this is an ultra course. So, a couple of things. If you want to embed video in your course, it's real easy to do. All you have to do is, in an ultra course, you're going to click on your plus icon, right? Go to the content market. And then from the content market, you just got to find your Kaltura video, which there are lots of tools. Here we go. And we do have a few different Kaltura things. You want to embed a quiz, it's different from embedding a video. So you'll click Kaltura video. And like I said, what it'll do is it'll take you then to your list of videos. And you can see all you have to do is pick the one you want to embed and click embed. And you can now see, here it is, that my video was just quickly embedded, and that's all it takes. So I know we've already run out of an hour, and I don't feel like I've gotten to everything I want to get to. Any more questions before we? Yes, Ruth.
Yeah, I looked at, I was just checking on my apps on my phone, and it does have a Kaltura app, like for videos on something. Is that, do they talk to each other?
Yes.
Okay.
If you've got when you set up, if you're talking about the KMS Go, when you set that up, the first time you when you install the app, it will ask you to you'll have to log on with your university credentials. Once you've done that, it will sync automatically after that. So the first time you do have to set it up with your university stuff, but then after that, every time you go into the KMS Go app, it will automatically be tied to your gallery.
So the Kaltura Media Space Go is the one that I want to select.
Yeah, KMS Go.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
And I will, I'm going to send a follow-up email, so I'll send links to our documentation about this and setting it up and things like that. And you can always contact me if you need some help getting it set up too. I'm happy to help you do that. Well, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. I know we're right at the end here. I'm more than happy to hang out and answer any more questions you have, but I just wanted to let everybody know that it is 2 o'clock now. So if you do have somewhere else to be and you need to go, I will not be offended if you need to leave, but I'm more than willing to hang out and answer additional questions if you've got them. Okay, well,
thank you.
Like I said,
I was going to say, I think it's going to just take some time to play around with some things too, but thank you very much.
Yep, that was going to be my suggestion is play around with these things. I'm sure you'll come up with questions, so feel free to reach out to me, and and we'll just sort of go through it together. But if you are interested in using the Digital Media Studio, like I said, I'll send those links, but we do offer workshops that deal specifically with the Digital Media Studio and things like that. So we do offer several different workshops throughout the course of the year on these various multimedia topics. So if you're interested in learning more, check that out. But
So,
thank you very much, guys, for coming.
Michael, where would we find those things? I think I just stumbled on this one, but where are other workshops advertised on the NIU site?
We have an entire workshops page. Let me see if I can get to it. Oops, I can't type. But yeah, here we go. We have a whole page of these things. A lot of times you'll need to check it frequently because we're like everybody else, right? We're constantly running up against our deadlines. So, you know, we don't always have 4 months in advance of these workshops, but we do offer several every month, and this is the place to go if you want to sign up or view recordings. You can also, and if you'll notice on this support site, we also have this consultation thing. So if you're interested in a one-on-one consultation, CITL is available for that. And then if you want to, and then there's also, and like I said, I'll send these links out to you. But if you want to sign up for the Digital Media Studio, we've got a page on that too, which describes the light board and the one button. And then if you want to schedule an appointment, you can do that right down here. But, you know, feel free to reach out to me if you've got additional questions. I'm happy to sit down and talk you through it.
Thank you
Is
very
there
much.
anything else? Yeah. Oh, thanks for sending that link out, Kevin. All right. So are there any other questions? All right. Well, I will be sending out a follow-up email. I will put a link to this recording in there, as well as some links to some of our documentation about this stuff. Again, if you have any questions moving forward, please feel free to reach out to me directly. My email is, oh, here, let me pop it back up on the thing here. All right, so feel free to reach out to me either by email or phone. Email is probably the best, but I will get back to you as soon as I can. So if you can't get a hold of me, contact the center. Somebody will get back to you. All right, so before we wrap this up, any final questions? All right, well, hearing none, I am going to release you to go forth and video on. Thank you very much for attending today. And as I said, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions moving forward. So good luck.